Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Wednesday live. Okay, I need to test the audio first. Just want to make sure y'all can hear me and see me as always. Okay, and then I need to put this link in my Telegram. Today is a little different. We are going to have a Reddit AMA. So, for those of you who are familiar with Reddit, it is actually an online forum. And this online forum, people can chat about anything, right? They want to chat about finance, they want to chat about their hobbies, they want to ask questions. Then, you can just, in fact, I was approached by the Reddit team because they told me that, oh, you can actually do some Q&A, AMA, and then some of these answers, a lot of people have questions to a lot of questions in life, and the people around them may not actually have the knowledge or the capacity to answer their level of questions. So that's when they turn to online communities like this. Yeah, so if you have any questions you just want me to answer, I don't think I'm a professional at everything, but I mean, I could give you some guidance based on my life experiences. Then lah, if you want, hopefully it helps you. And usually I do this live stream not just on the Reddit. I do it every Wednesday, depending on the topic. Then if there's a certain topic, I'll go through the slides lah. But today we don't have any main slides. Today I just want to answer like common questions that people have online. All right. Yeah. So if you haven't typed in the questions, either you can type on the YouTube live stream or you can type in the Reddit thread. I think type in the Reddit thread lah, because Reddit team has been supporting me all this logistic stuff. I mean, I'm so new to this, and it's quite fun lah. I mean, of course, there are a lot of things on Reddit that you can learn, not just on finance. You can also look at things like Singapore, travel, or even learn the language, or there are communities that you don't even know exist. Yeah, so for those of you who are new to me, I'm actually Chris Chong, founder of Honey Money SG and SoloB. Okay, I do a quick intro first. So I'm actually a full-time content creator by my business. In 2023, I left my full-time job. Previously, I was working as a chartered accountant. So what you call that as a qualified accountant, licensed one. But actually, I started YouTube in 2021. So I started YouTube 2021 during COVID period. And back then at the time, if you think about it, right, you really don't have much opportunities to present, correct? You're all cooped up in your bedroom working from home. Then you don't have colleagues to talk to, right? Then how you want to train your speaking skill? So I turn to online lah. I go and turn on the camera, and then I go and talk to myself. And then I talk to myself and talk to myself until today I still talking to myself. But I realized that when I go for live physical events after COVID, then got people really listen to what I say leh. Ah, okay, so that's the difference really. Because COVID time, you really talking to yourself. You don't know what is your impact and how much influence you have on other people's lives. So that drove me further lah. Okay, which is why I'm here today to share about my journey. If there are any questions, in fact, I was full time in the corporate job for 8 years. Of course, not all the 8 years are accounting. Only 6 years are accounting and finance. The remaining 2 years I was in logistics, to be clear. So the 2 years of logistics, which I started in 2021, then I have more time to do YouTube. Because as you know, accountant where got time? Accountant work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and that's considered a good work day. You know OT is a good day already. Where got time to do YouTube? So here we are. Recently we saw Woke Salaryman publish a comic on accounting, right? Yeah, I also wrote a comment on that. I mean, I could really empathize or sympathize as an ex-accountant, but we are gone from those days. Which brings me to this point of why I created my second business called SoloB. Okay, so SoloB is actually a education slash consulting business. So we are here to help like solopreneurs, or we call them self-employed people, freelancers. They maybe are on the crossroad of expanding or scaling up their business. Maybe they are making like at least 60K a year. So they are thinking, should they go and start a company or not? Right. So, but you think about it, starting a company is actually very, very scary because you don't know what to do. You one person, then you want to start a company and hire people? No. Okay, a lot of people think starting a company, starting a business means you all need to hire people. No need. You can be a one-person business. You hire yourself, you pay salary to yourself, and at the same time, the most important benefit of company is that it helps you save taxes. And I'm very sure once you reach a certain scale in business, right, like you're making more than 100K a year on self-employed income, you start to ponder, is there a better way to manage these taxes? Correct. So as you think about it, then is there any guide online that really, can help you lead to this business venture? Actually, no. People don't really talk about business. Number one, it's a very niche market. Number two, even if there are advisors that can help you, right, they don't come cheap. Okay, so we are trying to make this like accessible to as many people as we can within a reasonable level of cost. Yeah. So that's why we started SoloBiz. So it's not a SoloBiz. If you think about the irony, SoloBiz is actually started from myself, but I wrote in a co-founder lah, who is JJ. Yeah, so JJ, we have been in business for about 2 years plus now. I know him for 2 years plus now, and then he like businesses ma. So I asked him, hey, you want to join or not? Since you have expertise, yeah lah, you can come and join me. So he joined me as co-founder. And we are going to launch the product and the service very soon in Q4 2025, which is just next month. So we are finalizing things up. Production is already on the way. Most of the things are already settled, but we just need like a proper launch and a big bang to advertise our services and to make sure the right people join because we don't want to target everyone. We just want to target those people who really want to start their business. And especially if you're a content creator, you are a live streamer, you're an e-commerce seller, you sell your service, you do your business online one. Then very naturally, most of the time you are just, talking about it alone. You don't have people to share your problems with. You don't know who to ask. Then you come and join us. We are a group of solopreneurs. So one person is very small, ma. Then you get a group of people come together. Then now you have a community. Then you don't feel so lonely anymore. Because if you do business alone, it's quite scary. You don't know what you are wrong, ma. Correct. Okay. Meanwhile, I need to do up my thumbnail for this live stream, just in case. Okay. So you're going to ask the question on the Reddit thread. If no question, we really can close thread, yeah, they put me in this personal finance SG subreddit. I don't know got people visit one or not. I know Singapore FI is a very popular subreddit, but I'm not listed there lah. So that's how things it is lah. But anyway, we just continue talking first. Usually I also talk about credit cards, or high interest savings account more recently. In fact, last week we talked about high interest savings accounts, right? And then it's like all these interest rates are falling. In fact, the Fed is very likely going to cut interest rates tonight at around 2 to 2:30 with the FOMC meeting. So one of the topics we can talk about today here is investing lah. Or how to invest for beginners, even if you're advanced, how do you stay invested? How do you not pull out your investments during crisis corrections? And if you've been through, in fact, my investing experience started from 2014. That was when I was still an undergraduate. Yeah, so I was still undergraduate. Then I see, people can make money from stock market. So I go and join lah. But I'm very sure if you join at a very young age, you join with zero perception of how the stock market and how the world works and how the economy is interdependent on each other, right? So you just join in, you think you can make a quick buck. Yeah, so like many others, when I started investing like 10 years ago in 2014, 11 years already, 2014, right? So I was also inspired by the online bloggers, the finance bloggers of that time. Like, you invest for financial freedom, invest for cash flow, get the dividends, all these high returns, then you don't need to work. So at that time, as an undergrad, it is very intriguing. You think about it, right? These people, they can do work. Can meh? I just going to graduate. I just going to graduate next year. Then you tell me, there's a way to invest and don't work. Wow, then you are very enticed already. Then that's when I started learning how to invest. Of course, when you start to learn to invest, your circle of competency is mainly around Singapore stocks. Back in 2014, really don't have so many trading platforms. robo-advisors to navigate the global markets. You're looking at very traditional brokers. In fact, my first broker was CIMB. I think now they rename it to some or rebrand it to something else already. But after CIMB, I was using Standard Chartered, Online Trade, or DBS Vickers. So all the banks lah. There are no like independent brokers that are widely available in Singapore market yet. Yeah, so that's a little bit of my investing history in my first year. You will just keep knocking walls. Anything looks good, you go and buy. Yeah, and because when you're a student, your income also not much. How much can you invest? $1,000, $2,000. That's considered a lot for a student really. Because if the stock crash, next week or next month, maybe you no more pocket money. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yes, we start receiving questions already. Then I will start lah. I will start by replying. Okay, I will prioritize the I will prioritize the questions from the Reddit thread first. So meanwhile, let me pin the where is the okay. Post questions in the Reddit thread first lah. So we can have like okay, we post questions in this Reddit threads first Post the questions in thread. But I will also answer YouTube questions later lah. Because Reddit the thread got through mah. YouTube the thread unless you go and watch then don't have. Okay, so answer the Reddit thread first. Okay, so this question, I have accumulated miles for 2 years. Want to check what is the best way to redeem for SQ flights. I use both Citibank and UOB cards. Just transfer to SQ, or this is my first time redeeming. Okay, so you accumulated miles for 2 years. You started in 2023. You want to check what's the best way to redeem for SQ flights. And you already hold Citibank and UOB cards. So I will presume they are both miles credit card. And if you're looking at UOB, they only have 2 transfer partners, which is SQ and Asia Miles, right? KrisFlyer and Asia Miles, only 2. Don't care about the other small one. So if you want to go UOB, I would say you're a mouse beginner, you can just start with KrisFlyer. I think that is the easiest. In fact, there are a lot of resources by Singapore finance content creators or mouse bloggers. They are all focusing on Singapore Airlines because it's easy to start. And for beginner, that is important. For Citibank, there are a lot more transfer partners like Qatar Airways, recently, right? The 40% bonus. Then you have EVA Airways, you have British Airways, you have Turkish Airlines, what have you, right? So once you learn of the other frequent flyer programs, then you go and touch on the others. But first, fundamentally, if you're a beginner, just focus fire on Singapore Airlines first. Because you haven't even learned how to walk. How can you learn how to fly? Correct? So my advice to mouse chasers as a beginner, always look at Singapore Airlines first. Okay, you know the thing about this already AMA. I need to type my reply. I cannot just say. And then I'm not a multitasker. I can only talk at once and write at once. so forgive me. I need to write. I have acclimated mouse for 2 years. Want to check what's the best way. Okay, I write for UOB, the main transfer partners. I need to prove I'm not using AI to answer. The main transfer partners are SQ KrisFlyer and CX Asia Miles. Okay lah, don't put CX lah. Okay. KrisFlyer and Asia Miles. Okay. Then for Citi, other than the usual KrisFlyer and Asia Miles, we have alternative frequent flyer programs. Well, this is very slow. This is why I prefer live stream to talk. I'm not a typer. That's why you see I don't write one. I don't like to write. Frequent flyer programs like Kata, Avios, EVA, Infinity Mileage Land. Wow, that one very hard, very long. EVA mouse. Let's just put EVA mouse. I know it's called Infinity Mileage Land. Okay, I just don't want to type the whole thing. What else? That is good. Okay, just use these two first. We have etc. For beginners, it is much easier to just learn on one platform first, one program first. Usually, Krisfire, as there are a lot of guides around on how to redeem. So my pick will be SQ Krisflyer. For now. A lot of asterisks, very slow. But since the questions are quite slow, we can type longer. Okay, just want to make sure I type correctly. Once you learn of others, then feel free to switch. But usually, your first few years, you will stick to Krisflyer. Why? Because you cannot accumulate miles very fast in your first few years. You don't know how it works. Your spending level also maybe not as much. Correct? So you think about it. You can only do very few spend. And then, so many questions already. Okay. We need to speed up. Sorry to the people in the YouTube live stream. Okay, because my typing speed is very slow. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Can I use my phone to type or not? Do voice typing. Okay. Can we stop from the unanswered? Then from O, we start from chronological order. How do I increase my savings if I'm covering majority, if not all of the expense? I feel like how much ever I reduce my own expense isn't enough and it's eating me alive. Okay, sometimes if you all type the question, the English a bit, I need to read again. My English is also not like perfect. So I need double time. Okay, how do I increase my savings? It's majority of, if you're covering all the, so this guy is, maybe he's the sole breadwinner or what, but then he's covering the entire expense of the household. Feel like however much he reduces his expense is not enough. And it's eating him alive. So as a household, I will assume, since you mentioned household, you have a spouse, right? So is the spouse contributing? Okay. Firstly, is the spouse working? And if yes, is he or she contributing? Because after you get married, you need to be very clear that it's a shared responsibility. It's not like one person solo, then solo everything, solo for your spouse, whether he's a husband or she's a wife. It's a shared responsibility. Both of you must make it work. Cannot just rely on one person nowadays. Correct? Yeah. I need to word my words more carefully. So is the family dual income? Aiyah. You see, that's the thing about live stream. I cannot use AI. Otherwise, not genuine, right? Is the family dual income right now? And are both parties contributing? I'm sorry, I'm replying very slow. Usually, if I talk very fast, and are both parties contributing. So there needs to be a, if so, there needs to be a shared responsibility. Since you are a family already, cannot be just one party contribute, right? Of course, you don't have to contribute just monetarily. You must contribute emotionally and also physically lah. Like you help out with the housework, you help out with taking care of the kids. Yeah, you know. I cannot write and think at the same time. Okay. Someone say I can just use AI to help me, write it better. Yeah, I think I should. Otherwise we cannot finish this AMA, man. Wow, this is challenging, man. If so, there needs to be. Okay. I asked AI to help me write it better. Okay. But I'll write the main points, can or not? Yeah, so as a family, I always believe that there should be a shared responsibility. Okay. If you really feel that you cannot cut expenses anymore, then I think the next step is ultimately how to increase your income, correct? Then you ask how to increase income, right? So the very first thing is your defense. Your defense is the spending part. Your offense is the earning part. So if your defense is not strong enough, you cannot even attack. So I think you need to work this out in the shared responsibility thing. Okay. Ready. Yeah. Okay. I am too slow for this. I am so slow at typing. This is why I am not a blogger. I can live stream and just talk like that. But you want me to write, I will take days. I'll take days. Okay. Learn where you can. I very scared people drop off because I type so slow. Because I cannot write and think at the same time. Sorry, we need to get used to this. Okay. Yeah, thank you for helping me in the YouTube live stream. I'm very slow in typing, man. I need to work better. I need to work better. Okay, what the one? Maybe after this live stream, I will look at my answers and then say, what the hell am I writing, man? What is the dumbest financial mistake you have ever made, and how much did it cost you? And will you do it again just for the lesson? Dumbest financial mistake. Oh, easy. Not incorporating early enough. Not incorporating my company early enough. I think 2 days ago, I published this video that I lost $5,000 in taxes. Okay, I didn't lose it. I just have to pay it. Yeah, I paid additional $5,000 taxes because the income is just off the roof. Yeah, so if I've incorporated, I would have saved this $5,000. I would say it's the most expensive financial mistake, but I felt that it is just a knowledge gap. Additional 5,000 of taxes that could have been saved. Yeah. That's why I make SoloBs. Must self-advertise a bit lah. SoloBs are a very new business to help others see the numbers themselves. Okay, very good. I like this kind of question. Very easy to answer. Top 3 credit cards everyone must get if they travel frequently, do online shopping, and spend internationally. Top 3, off my head. Maybank XL. Travel, online, foreign spend. Let me fact check. Maybank XL very new card. Because this card I just did a video but haven't released. Okay. Maybank XL brand new release card, but the thing is that only those below 40 can get. Correct. So there is dine, shop, travel, play, and foreign spend. Yeah, so correct. Dine, shop. I put shop. And the thing about XL is that it can be a cashback or rewards. Yeah. But there's minimum spend. You need to spend minimum $500. Second one, travel frequently. City rewards cannot do travel. UOB ladies, I mean, you want to play cashback or miles? You never state there. But if you ask me, Maybank family and friends for not travel, but can do online shopping. No actually it's not a very good card for this category. I would say City rewards. City rewards with Amaze. Okay, not travel. Online shopping, yes. Spend internationally, yes. Third one, online shopping, travel. Recently got UOB Evo card buff already, right? Yeah. Actually that one, if you can meet the minimum spend, it's not bad one there. But you need to look at the terms and conditions, whether it fits your criteria or not. UOB Evo with the updated T&Cs. I check a bit, UOB Evo. A bit forget already. The new UOB Evo card, it's actually quite good one. But they raise it to like $800 minimum spend. So the way I read credit cards, it's not just like a single card, like UOB lady for travel, all that. I think we need to reduce headspace. Sorry, we need to keep our headspace and reduce the number of pressure we have on our heads. Correct. Don't just focus on credit card. Credit card is not the way to FI. Okay, the new benefit, they have 10% cashback on local, online, and mobile contactless spend, 10% cashback on selected gym and telco spend, 1% cashback on all overseas spend. So no travel. So how? You want travel and online shopping? Usually this, you can just use DBS Women's World Mastercard. I'm very out of touch with the Women's World credit card. I'm very out of touch with the credit card world. Nowadays, if you ask me question on the credit card in the Telegram group, my admins will answer you. Stronger people will answer you. Okay, I need to focus on more important things really, like how to build wealth, how to retire better, how to expand my lifespan or health span. Yeah, so all these credit card thing, good for when you are starting out right? You just want to learn the ropes. Foreign, don't pair with Amaze. Don't pair with Amaze. Okay. How much are we catching up? Very slow. Really admire how you make personal finance fun without the fluff. My question is, what is one credit card you think is overrated, one that's underrated, and one you could design your own perfect Singapore credit card? Hey, can we do with less? Can we do with less credit card question? But okay. Overrated. I really think UOB PPV is overrated. $5 blocks. And then the cap. New caps. New sub cap category. Was good in the past for one-time large mobile contactless spend. Now cannot. The new sub cap now become what? I forget already. Is it like 600 and 600? Okay, this is I try to not cover so much credit card. Your one credit card, there are more better people than me lah. Now cannot because of 600 subcap. Underrated. Maybank Family and Friends lah. You know, this is a very good card that went through the test of time. But people seldom mention it. I mean, most people, if you use cashback, most likely you will take it. But people in the mouse community, they are oblivious to this card. There is no perfect credit card. Just market forces that drive demand and supply. Wow, sound very economic. You know, 1 hour before I went to start this live stream, right, I thought no one will ask question, then I would just talk to myself, you know. I'll just talk to myself for 1 hour. But okay lah, still got a lot of questions. How much money does one really need to retire in Singapore? What's your own FIRE number? And do you think the whole idea of never work again is even realistic here? Hey, I got an answer to this already. Yeah, you know, a few days ago, I go and pondered over this question. How much money is reasonable and can keep up with inflation and trend? I got an answer already. Okay, but you may disagree with the answer. Let's say median income 2024 is 5,500 with employer CPF. Take out 17%, that's $4,700 per month. Okay, and we multiply that by 12 equals, let me take out my calculator, 4700. Sorry. Okay, don't take out that 17%, we include it. Okay, because once you retire, you got no more employer CPF anyway. And if you are self-employed, you need to cover your own. So 5500 multiplied by 12, we get, well, I'm like doing tuition now, man. You know, I used to be a tutor, private home tutor, like in 2011 or 2012 for 6 years. And then every night, weekday night, I'm like doing home tuition for the kids. So it's like doing maths lah. Okay, 66K divided by 4% withdrawal rate. How to spell divide? Divide. I know somebody asked me to use AI, but I think like that more sincere, right? Nowadays with AI, you see the email, everyone write the same one. Nobody write their email anymore. But we lose that kind of authenticity, right? Like some words you spell wrong, then at least you know the person really go and type out one. Okay, enough of fresh talk. If I have 4% withdrawal rate equals 66 divided by 0.04, 1.65 million. 1.65 million, 2024 number every year if the median income rises. Okay, it's not if, when. When the median income rises, you adjust the number up. And you look at it, so I would say 1.65 million is okay for a 2024 number. But for couples, right, you don't need to 2x. Since there is economies of scale. Use 1.5x multiplier. That is 1.5 times 1.65 equals 1.5 times 1.65 equals 2.475. 2.475 equals 2.5 million for couple in based on 2024 number. Now adjust that yearly according to the median income. I think median income is fair, right? How many of you think this calculation is fair one? Fair, right? Fair. Fair plus one. Okay, in the YouTube comments. Because people number, if you fix it, if you fix it, then the number won't change. It won't go up. Okay, next question. Thank you for doing this AMA. Thanks for support. Okay, no question. 200K is in bank account. What do I do next? 200K in bank account. What do I do next? Firstly, you need to know what is 200 percentage allocation. For some, it is 100%. For others, it may be just 10%. So asset allocation plays a more important role. Plays a more important role than what you want to put in. No, asset allocation is exactly what you want to put in. Looking for the best savings account. But as a shallow answer, if I were to give a shallow answer, that would be I cannot give financial advice. I almost want to say what I want to say already. Yeah, I cannot. I cannot say what I want, but I can show you some good high interest savings account will be Standard Chartered Bonus Saver. I almost wanted to give financial advice. Yeah. HSBC Everyday Global Account. With bonus interest campaign. Should I buy crypto? This is a very shallow question. Should I buy crypto? Do you believe in crypto? Do invest in something you can understand and believe in. I forget to ask your scan QR code, but I think the Reddit people won't scan my QR code. So for the YouTube people, can you just help me scan the QR code? Because I'm very sure Reddit got no place for me to scan the QR code for them. Planning to have kids, how will you manage financially different if you have kids? No kids as of now. Follow dual income family with 2 kids earning median income, kid to learn how to distribute the limited resources. No kids for now. Set a fixed budget. Okay, you can't really set a fixed budget, but I think if you have kids, you need to understand that you will need to work for them. Okay, you cannot just early retire. Of course, you can go and switch it to, like if you accumulated your FI portfolio already, you can go and switch it to a more laid back job. Like you do part-time consulting, or sometimes you just go and be a public speaker, earn a lot of money. Professional speaker, not just chapalang speaker like me. Yeah, but really, how will I manage finance differently? I would say at least have a targeted amount, extra amount lah. How much you want to set aside. Want to set aside on top of your FIRE Ikigai number. Example, if your FI number is 2M, okay, let's say 3M lah. 3M as a family. Actually, 3M also a bit a lot lah. I mean, you are already at this stage. 2M lah, 2M. Then I would say 0.3M per kid. I'm not an expert lah. So these numbers may be quite off. Child raising is space. Okay. Okay, I refresh first. Okay, then I start from old to new. Okay. Everyone says start investing now, but if I have very little money to invest, the words very small. Wait. Okay, I put the words bigger for you. Good for me also. Everyone says start investing now, but if I have very little money to invest, it won't make much of an impact, right? Like 100K give you very different returns from investing 1K. Why shouldn't I just wait to have 100K to invest? In fact, you are right, you know. In fact, you are right. Okay. I give the standard answer first. 100K is will definitely have a greater impact when you invest compared to what? Investing 1K. But it is not mutually exclusive. You could work on your first 100K through your profession, which means your works and your side hustle, and invest passively. Using a monthly, quarterly RSP. Okay, RSP or DCA. Okay, but the idea is right. Okay, because before your first 100K, in fact, I would agree. The first 100K would mainly come from savings, income and savings, and not investment. But everyone has to start somewhere. So do you want to start from 1K or 100K? Then start. What is my favorite food? I have no favorite food. I'm not a foodie. I just eat what is available. But I really enjoyed the food in the private room at Changi Airport Terminal 3. Okay, might as well say food quality lah. I need to help my mom with retirement planning. Where do I start? Start with assessing what is your mom's risk level. Is she okay with loss? How much loss is acceptable? Then work from there. With the current fixed D being very, very low, what would be a safe place to store money? I'm thinking ETF, but I don't do a lot of market research to put a lot in. Store money is different from investing. ETF is investing. Do make sure you have the right appetite, risk appetite, before you jump into anything. You may want to check out my video. I want to start promoting how to invest for beginners on YouTube. Will give you a better idea. Okay, I think I getting the hang of it. I'm starting to type faster and think faster. Not like my first 15 minutes. Okay. Water break. Those are, if you're on both Reddit and you're on my YouTube live stream, can I trouble you all to scan my QR code if I answer your question? And if you are the one who asked the question and your question got answered and you scan the QR code, then can you just tell me in the chat? If not, I talking to myself. Very sad one. You know, I've been talking to myself since 2021. And then now I'm still talking to myself. But at least now, we got our first not so good comment. I don't trust rich finance bros. Mr. Chong, go back to your private island and ride your jet ski to Agatha. Where the hell is Agatha? Firstly, I don't think I'm that level of rich. I think I'm good, doing okay. And I'm not really a finance bro. You know, I'm more in the media advertising industry. I do have finance background. This kind usually deleted by moderator. We don't need to care. But I really, you think I can go private island? Okay lah. We ignore. Only those YouTube live stream, you can see my reaction. You know, I get a lot of this type of comment. People hate the rich, hate the influencer, hate the content creator. Actually, I think if you already hate, you just don't watch. Best if you block, then you won't see again. Okay, how do you juggle between full-time job and starting out as a solopreneur? And when would you quit your job full-time and go all in? How do I juggle? Firstly, what did I do? Firstly, I switched to I moved. I moved to a less demanding job role that requires less overtime. Less overtime. Then I use my after work hours, 7 to 11 p.m. to work on my side hustle. On weekends, on set sun, I work half days. And rest the other half. So when would you quit your full-time job and go all in? Only quit when the side hustle income at least matches the full-time pay, or the median salary. Singapore for the year. Yeah, you realize that I like to benchmark to median salary. Yeah. I would like to know the best multi-baggers for space exploration, like mission to Mars, space colonization, quantum computing, looking for long-term, more than 8 years. What ETF or stock would you suggest? Opinions on rare earth materials. Open to hear Buffett style of stocks in Singapore for investment in the long run for more than 8 years with solid growth. Wow, you're looking for investment advice, and I cannot provide investment advice because I mainly invest in index funds as a core position. I do have satellite position. Actually, I don't know how to spell satellite. Oh, as much as how do you even spell satellite? Double L one T. Okay, I'll remember it. I do have satellite positions in some individual stocks, and that have growth, but not big. Significant. So I do not have any advice for you. Yeah, I'm very honest. And I do have answers to your question. I'm not like a pro investor, hedge fund manager, quant trader. I'm just a very basic level investor, and I just built my wealth that way. Okay, maybe I'll be more specific. US Global Index. Opinion on rare earth materials. I really don't know that. I have no exposure to those. Precious metal, yes, gold. But rare earth, really, no. You're talking about uranium or something like that, right? I really have no exposure. Yeah. Hey, Christine, how so many Singaporeans manage money? Have you noticed surprisingly good and bad money habits that people don't really talk about? Uh, Actually, the perception of how Singaporeans manage money is really derived from our social media on what we watch. Because if you see at all the street interviews, you would think that Singaporeans don't know how to manage money. But if you compare to the rest of the world, actually Singaporeans are not bad already. Singaporeans we have a kiasu mentality, which means we don't like to lose. So when we don't like to lose, we don't want to be put in situations where we will lose money. That is very different from outside the world, right? Where they have high risk. Yeah, so seeing how so many Singaporeans manage money, surprisingly good, bad. I think something good. Habits. Good habits of Singaporeans. I think we're really about save. We are really about savings. About savings. Very few people, most of us working adults, know the importance of savings. Do save. Save for rainy days. But the bad thing is that we are all about savings. Don't really want to step out the comfort zone and don't know how to invest, don't want to take risks, don't want to start business. Yeah, exactly like what Qi Hui say, right? Exactly. You all only know how to save money, don't know how to invest money, don't know how to build business, don't know how to side hustle. Everything stay within the comfort zone. And I'm thinking how to type this in the most positive way. We are all about savings, don't want to step out of comfort zone, stay in the same job industry, don't dare to invest because scared loss, lose money, scared lose money. Don't start business Because here say many will fail. How should I be putting my money to work now? This is a very vague question. Vague questions deserve vague answers. Okay, so if you want a good answer, please ask a better question. How do we put money to work now? Okay, I'm gonna write top up CPF, but I know Reddit is gonna shoot me down. How what answer you have for this? How should I be putting my money to work now? I skip first lah. This question too vague already. I don't want to answer. Other than high yield savings account and short-term bond funds, any other alternatives to park spare cash with at least 3% yield? You want 3% yield, and you don't want high interest savings account. You don't want short-term bond funds. Are there anything with 3% yield? Hmm. Difficult lah. Not don't have, but not impossible. Considered higher than safe assets return. So some investment is needed. That's all I can say. Please don't ask me invest in what. If I were to sell off $5 million worth of equities, what would be the best place to park it? Dividends with low to medium risk. For context, 48 this year, married with no kids, HDB fully paid, no other liabilities, prefer stability rather than risk. Realistically, how much annual income in interest dividend should I expect to receive? So you're telling me, so you're saying you are already invested in equities, but you want to liquidate it. Dividend stocks. But why? Why? What is the reason to push you to move from equities to dividend stocks? If you think dividend stocks are lower risk than whatever you are investing, for context, I don't know what you are invested in. What is the reason? What is the reason? Do you see dividend stocks being lower risk than your current equities? Many people mistake what do you call it? Mistake dividend stocks, mistake dividends as stability, which may not be true because companies do cut dividends. In crisis. But with that level of assets, it is better to speak to a licensed wealth professional than me. I mean, you have so many millions more than me. Allocate assets. Okay, I must say lah, context, I'm a fundamental index funds investor. So no, so little exposure to dividend stocks. Let's try again. Global. You know why or not? Because now I'm around this portfolio level of 1M. I can only see what a 1M person would see. Okay. If you ask me, I grow it to 5M, maybe I will have a different perspective in life really. 5M is considered very high net worth. 1M only high net worth. So less 1V. Okay, VNHW. VHNW, very high net worth. Yeah. Wow, so desperate for money. Financial YouTuber must be very competitive. So many local influencers are covering these topics. So desperate for money. You must be not desperate. I don't want to answer lah. Last time I will rebut, but now I think I waste time. Next. How to handle paying more and more income tax every year? Firstly, income tax. Higher income tax is a good problem. I really agree that higher income tax is a good problem to have. You want to have lower income tax means you're earning lower and lower each year 嘛。你要往高处走，还是你要往下坡 ？Correct. Which means you have higher income, not higher income, increasing income. Okay, increasing income. Secondly, start looking at starting business. Is there anything you can monetize? Any skills could monetize outside of work? Why I'm saying that? Because Singapore is pro-business, and that's where there are a lot of tax opportunities. Okay, I refresh first. Maybe the moderator removed the negative comment already. I don't know. Oh, we got some replies to the answer. Later we'll go back again. I don't think we got time lah. Now that POSB HDB loan has reached 1.8% for the first 3 years, for 3 years, are you going to refinance to the bank loan soon or perhaps with another bank? I'm monitoring closely. I don't monitor lah. Monitor is not my word. I'm looking at it very closely. And when the opportunity comes, I will take action. That's all I can say. Will we see an increase in conservative investments ultimately down the road as you age? Yes. Because risk appetite is different now. Is it true that not all of CPF are ours? Dangerous question. Dangerous question. Should I answer or not? Is it true that not all CPF are ours? Okay, I put it in this way. I will answer through the live stream, but I won't type it. Just in case somebody are going to take my words out of context. Is it true that not all of CPF are ours? They are part of CPF where you can utilize for housing, for investments, and for whatever thing you want to use. They are part of CPF where you could use for medical treatments or insurance, correct? Then for SA special account, it is part of your CPF life where it can be withdrawn once you turn 65 or above 55, you meet the FRS, you can withdraw it. So those are the parts where you can utilize. Are there parts where CPF that you cannot utilize? If you think about it factually, CPF life, you can only withdraw month by month. So what about the other sums in the RA that you haven't withdrawn? It's still not yours, right? You cannot take it out. So those are the part where I would say it's illiquid. Okay. The funds are still yours, just that it's illiquid. When you die, you pass away, it will be passed down to your descendants. So essentially, it will still stay within the family tree. Okay, that's my answer, but I will not type it because I know people will take it out of context. Okay, next one. What's your current asset allocation percentage, and do you have any financial strategy you can share? Usually, people use the 100 minus age or 110 minus age rule to determine the allocation of equities to bonds. I see it more holistically. What I would say is that in the long term, right, a very ideal situation would be 30% equities. Okay, now, maybe I will even say 35%. 35%. No. Let's drop it now. 25%. 25% investment property. 25% business equity. How much are we left? 75%, then 10% precious metal, 10% crypto. No lah, Bitcoin. But cannot type Bitcoin, right? Can I type Bitcoin or not? Is that telling people how to have crypto? Main crypto lah. Let's say main crypto. How much percent are we left? 5% cash. This is a fully diversified for me lah. Correct or not, the math? 85, 95. Okay. Best options to invest SRS. I invest my SRS in unit trust, tracking the large mid-cap US companies. Your risk level may be different. I got 25K saved as a student. What should I invest on? Currently, I put all in chocolate finance. What should you invest on? 25K. I think need to know what's your age first. If you're like 20, 23, should you invest or not? 25K. Most people would tell you to DCA. But really, at this age, you may not really understand what you're buying. You may not really understand what you're buying into. Put 2K. Put a sum of money that you do not need. Not too much. I don't know what's too much to you lah. In a stock index fund. Okay, index fund. Observe your own emotions as the market goes up or down. Are you sleeping already? I'm so slow. If you feel no emotions, you are good to invest more. If not, carry on working on your skill set, your network, your opportunities that can generate higher return in your 20s than any other stock or investments. Okay, I'm saying this not because, I walked through this same path. At the age, you really don't know what you're buying into unless you've studied the market for like 5-10 years. So there needs to be a level of investment maturity on. I see chocolate finance stuff coming already. How did I meet my wife? This one private question now we skip. Okay, to add on to starting 1K or 100K investing, I really late 40. I no time to store money. I have to supercharge in building my portfolio. What level of risk would you advise? Currently doing money market fund or fixed D only? For money market, fixed D is level 1. Fixed D is capital guaranteed. Level 1. Money market fund is low risk investment. Okay, very low risk investment. Level 2. If we move up the ladder, level of risk, the next in line would be short-term bond funds. Factually lah. We say factually, not trying to give advice. Do you get sued by Chocolate Finance? No, I did not even talk shit about them. Do you think it is correct to use SRS money to be invested to dividend stock ETF only? I don't even think you should use SRS to invest in dividend stocks. I mean, you could, but I did not use it lah. Everyone has their own has their own risk level. I'm very sure later got people shoot me in the comments one. Reddit is very fierce one. Choose your suitable risk reward ratio and invest in the suitable asset. For me, it is US large mid cap unit trust. Continue. Same question from the guy. I've already shown hand money market funds. You want to supercharge, but your own risk level is how much? I answer already lah. What's your target? What is your target of your RSP? When will you cash it all out? Any certain amount that you're aiming for, as long as I can afford. Currently, my business, okay, business only lah. The other one haven't started. Is already providing me cash flow. So I do not need to cash out in near term. Okay, we just finished already. Okay, now see what people reply to me. Let's see. Any tips on when to redeem like SQ offer? Oh, Chengyu. Chengyu is from my Telegram group one. Convert from bank points to miles. When to redeem? I can give you some tips. Some good tips on when it's good to redeem. Spontaneous escapes. Monthly. Global redemption sale. I think happening till 21st September, right? 20% off redemption. If I remember correctly, let me fact check this. Hi. Chris Flyer Global Redemption Skill. Redemption sale. Chris Flyer Global Redemption Sale. Correct? Saver redemptions. Hey, 2026, salah. Aiya. 2025. Edit, wrong year. Can italic or not? Okay, so the OP reply, I'm in my whole household, family of 4 attached. Haven't married yet. Oh, you're not married yet. But you are supporting your family. Father is going to retire soon, and I want him to save his income. Sister save with us. Sister saves with us, she give parents allowance. So do I, but I do almost. So he's managing the entire household expenditure apart from saving the part-time master fees. Hence, I feel pinched when it comes to my own savings, fees and expenses, because I need to look out for my household first. Then when father says I haven't saved anything much after 2 years full-time work, I feel dejected because my efforts and hustle for the household aren't being acknowledged. Okay, before I read the next poster answer, I want to ask now, how many of you are sandwiched by your generation? First, I think we need to break off this generation gap that your kids are your financial retirement plan. Yeah, it's very sad. As parents, how we should bless our kids is that we don't be a liability to them. We own self-secure our own retirement. And that's why I created my channel, so to help you as parents, okay, be responsible adults. 养儿 is no longer 防老, okay? You go and 养 your own 老. Correct. This is the correct mindset that I think we should have. Don't always rely on other people. No one is here to save you and no one owes you a living. Okay? Then we continue reading. Why are you paying for almost all the household expenditure? Sit your sister down and work out a fair split by percentages. You can also answer your father directly and put the facts and figures in front of him. Well, I think this guy, I read the first few sentences, I agree already. Inform him that you have covered both the household expense and whatever allowance. Also inform him that your masters will cost how much and you set aside monthly. Okay, later, literally flatten him with the numbers until he's so tired of listening to your facts and he won't ask you again. Plus, you might get drew it in his head. Honestly, I will not pay for all the household expenditure at this point, and if it's quite set at the moment, if you want, set it aside a separate account so you can take from them in the future if it's really needed. Trust me, the day will come. Your dad will spend out of what he earns and it's not within your control to ensure he saves at this juncture. If he doesn't need to spend on household expenditure since you're covering it, he will take your efforts for granted. Whatever you are currently spending on the household expenditure now can be used for his retirement, parents' emergency fund, and that is something within your control. Okay, so OP reply again. So my OP say his dad rationale is that he did the same when he was my age and he expects me to do the same. His idea is that if I practice now, I won't feel the shock when I have to do it for my own household. I don't envision it for my life to be like his. I fear I become the sandwich generation at this point. I'm planning to hide my actual increment from them so that I can save more that way. I try to talk sense into them multiple times and I fear I'll have to hear the filial piety excuse again. I need to save for my wedding and house for the future also. So that's something that scares me and I'm being treated as a cash cow and I hate that, to be honest. Okay. Wow. Wow. Actually, I'm getting very not a good vibe about his family. But you know, 家家有本难念的经. Let's look at what the next commenter say. I know it's extremely difficult, especially when you love your parents, and that's all that filial piety shit. But you have to set firm boundaries and stand up for yourself and get your sister to pay for some of the expenses. Talk to her about your problem too. Have to decide on a suitable amount of allowance and say the household expense come out of that allowance. The rest just say no law. You have to say no and deal with the response. What can they do? Disown you, kick you out of the house, and have to set your own boundaries, stick to them, and let them respond however they like. I wish I could help to say no, but unfortunately, it's up to you. Agree that you can hide your increment, but to be honest, better if you say no, since it sounds like you hate it. You cannot change your parents, but you cannot change your parents and you cannot get them to agree with you. You can, however, hold on to your money, give a fair allowance, and say F you to the results of pushing you back. Okay? F you to the results of you pushing back. Just listen and let the words go in 1 year and come out the other year. Write down your financial goals and repeat them to yourself whenever you need strength. Leave the house whenever they start talking. What can they do? Take out the cane and cane you, kick you out of the house? I think cheaper for you to rent a room anyway. Don't be a pushover, cause it have massive effects on the rest of your life. And if you already, and I think you already know that, I'm sorry you're going through this. Whoa. This is the most genuine and honest and correct response that I will write if my English is so good. This is exactly what I would say. Okay, I will just upvote. Okay, everyone, if you agree with it, answer by blood, sweat, seal. Please go upvote. Okay, I totally agree with what you just said. Totally agree with all your points. I would echo the same. Dear OP, do not give in. There are limits. And in your case, not just emotional limits, but financial limits as well. This is why maybe even easier on you to just move out. No one. And remember, you need to put on your life jacket first. Life jacket. Hey, not life jacket. What do you call it? Oxygen mask. Sorry, oxygen mask. You need to put on your oxygen mask first before you can even help others. So save yourself. As a priority. Yeah, that's all I can say. I think whatever I want to say is covered by this responder already. Okay. Okay, we move back to the refresh. How you all like this AMA format? Very tiring for me. I'd rather just talk. But I think quite interesting. Okay, if no question later, I'll go and respond to YouTube comments. Perfect card, high earn rate in miles, points, or rebate. No exclusions, no spend cap, no min spend. Come with lounge and demo access. Such card will be lose money for the issuer. 100% correct. This card will be dead on arrival. Okay. You know why? That's a non-answer, but okay, thanks. Because you asked such a low-level question. I'm not even here to give you financial advice. Should I buy crypto? You want to buy, you buy lah. You don't want to buy, you don't buy lah. What you ask me? I'm not a crypto channel. You see, that's the thing. You cannot please everyone. You answer their question, then they will come back with this kind of thing. Yeah. Because at 100, what's this question? Okay, you'll find something worth the money rather than investing, or invest it all. Not knowing what to do. End up panicking, losing to then withdraw. Not financial in any sort. But 2 cents is that investing is a mindset. If you only have 1K in your account and have bills to pay, you definitely should focus on yourself first. But make plans to set aside some money every month out of your income and start learning how to invest. Let the money, however little, compound interest and progressively accumulate as you grow wealth, like a piggy bank. Correct? Upvote. Agreed. What you ask me about my favorite fruit and drink? I answer in the YouTube live stream. Favorite drink, water. Yeah, really just water. Healthy, no calories, quench my thirst, won't make me fat, water. But I know it's a very boring answer, so I won't write on Reddit. This rich bro comment still here. Moderator never work. How should I be putting my money to work now? You watch my video first, then you ask question. Oh, okay. Mr. Fire come back already. My stock gains are from meteoric rise of AI in recent years. I know nothing about investing. Wow. Then what you buy? All these people have been telling me to diversify, not to put all eggs in one basket before it's too late. I've been putting this off maybe too long. The fortunate side effect is that the stock has appreciated significantly and now have millions to your portfolio at risk instead of just tens of thousands. Maybe talk to a bank or someone, not sure where to start. Of course, I'll do my own diligence and continue to research my own. Thank you very much and taking the time to answer my query. Yeah, correct. Some people just have the luck. You buy Toto, you suddenly earn 1 million, 2 million, $5 million. Something like lottery. You just don't understand anything. But you just, by the show of luck, you just got it. And then you don't know what to do with it. So this kind of level, you don't ask me lah. I don't have a 5M level to reply you. Maybe when I reach 5M, then I have the answer. I can only reply from a 1M perspective. Okay? These comments also haven't gone. Moderator never work. CPF comment also there. What is your allocation strategy when one of your asset allocation change? Do you rebalance yearly, buy a whole hybrid approach, adjust? I don't do too much things. I just buy more of what is lacking. My simplistic approach, not for everyone. Buy, invest more on what is lacking. When Fed keep on cutting interest rates, maybe until 0%. Yeah, I need a cut-off time. Let's cut off this by 10:40. Okay. Yeah, we also need to rest. I didn't know I've been going on for 1.5 hours already. 10:40 lah, huh? Okay, when Fed keep on cutting interest rates, maybe until 0%. Where you invest your money when rates keep dropping, and where you invest your money when rates keep rising. Actually, I answered this in all my YouTube videos. Before the rates start cutting interest rates, I already moved out from all the high interest stuff. Cutting interest rates. Cutting interest rates. Have a plan to move to higher risk level assets. I've documented this throughout the YouTube channel. If you followed early enough. Okay, a bit passive aggressive. Cut the last few words. You may want to check it out. Making the move since 2024. Okay. What kind of investment type do you think for people who are above 50 years old? I don't know. 50 years old. Actually, if you look at people 50 years old now, it's not considered old already. Nowadays, 50 years old can take risk because lifespan already become longer and people are working for longer. So I don't think 50 years old is when you need to start decumulating. But you seriously need to think of what you want to do with your CPF at 55. That's my take. So what investment type do you think are for people above 50 years old? Look at how to manage their CPF after 55. To withdraw, to invest, or to allocate to property. Paying down mortgage lah. Index funds should still be fine. If they have already held for decades. not when 50 then start to deploy into markets because they haven't seen. Okay, like that. So many questions. Will there be finance topics on how to manage finance? Okay, we finish this 4 questions, then we are done. I won't refresh already. Okay, then I just do a closing on YouTube live stream. Can? Meanwhile, if you're new here, you'll go to my YouTube live stream. You're going to scan the QR code if I answer your question. Yeah, that's the tradition now. Because I cannot just ask you go and scan ma. I answer your question first. You think it's a good answer, then you scan lah. It's like tipping, but you scan, nothing comes out of your pocket ma. You won't lose money, right? You just take your handphone, point the camera, click, scan. Then good already. Okay? Yeah lah, as a form of thank you lah. You don't ask question, then run away. Will there be finance topics on how to manage finance as a couple, married or not married? More suited for a panel discussion or podcast. As too little interest. Yeah, I know. May not get traction. I think this one you refer to Kelvin's video lah. Kelvin do a lot of this kind of video one. I now don't do so many videos already. I can talk about it. Is YouTube channel a good side hustle? Yes, train your speaking skills. Good for negotiation. Communication. After you become financial influencer, do you still keep up with any exercise regime you mentioned by help? Oh yes, I do. In fact, you be a financial YouTuber, you have much more time to balance, right? Adult fitness stations. If you don't have money to go to the gym, fitness stations. Walking. What else can you do? HIIT at home. All these are cheap options. If Active SG, free credit. Okay, last question already. I'm 32 years old currently. My safe withdrawal rate is 3%. Do you think it's possible to consider semi-retiring at current age? I'm mostly invested in global equities, 100K in SSB. Thanks in advance. Depending on your portfolio. Total portfolio size. And spending level. And any other big ticket spending down the line. Housing, wedding, renovation, or you like to buy car, or you like to, have a kid. Okay, have a kid, don't write. Okay, don't write car, so these 3 can already. Work out your own numbers. There are a lot of calculators available already. Okay, we are done. I'm not going to refresh already. Okay, we come back. How to come back? Wait. Oh, you can do that. Okay. So thank you very much for those of you who joined this live stream from YouTube. I know that I type very slow. Some of you maybe sleep already. Okay. You see, the thing about financial questions is that I may not have the best answers because everyone's situation is very different. And the way if I type versus the way I speak is already very different. And the way you write a question versus maybe the real context that you want to show me is also a bit different. Yeah, so bear in mind, we as finance content creators, we are just out here to feed the generic population. And everyone has a very different situation, correct? So if you really want like tailored financial advisor, we are not the one. Okay. I'm first to admit that we will not be the best solution. What we can only show is that we document our own journey and you go and pick what are the things that you can learn and adapt in your own journey. Of course, along the way, there will be people throwing stones at us, at saying that our advice suck or it doesn't fit them. And you need to accept that this is all part of life. That is where you need to face negativity and rejection, but you rise above hate. Okay. And I've been doing this for more than 4 years now. And I'm starting my second business, SoloBiz. And yeah, I also want to help other people succeed as well. Correct? Is you own self succeed, then what's the end game here? You own self earn all the money. I think you help other people earn money also happier, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's it for this AMA. I'm going to do a pause here. Thank you for all those who joined. If you're watching this, whether you are at gym, you're jogging, you're preparing your food, you're sending your kids home, or you're fetching your wife, or whatnot, you're just doing your workout. Yeah, I appreciate every one of you listening or tuning in to the recorded version of this. You can watch this on YouTube later. It will be recorded. That will be my live reaction. Okay, better than what I said in Reddit, because there are some replies that I just don't want to reply in Reddit. And yeah, I'm not the writer. I'm not a good writer. I admit. So I think I'm better at speaking than writing, even though my pronunciation and spelling and grammar may not be that great. But I think everyone can understand me, right? Yeah, if not, how can I continue to be in the YouTube space after so long? Yeah, so appreciate every one of you. I'll try to do live stream every Wednesday at 9 p.m. So if you're free, you don't have to watch. You just turn it on in the background at your TV, your laptop, your mobile phone. Yeah, yeah. Then you can listen and tune in. And if you like my answers, please remember to go and scan my QR code. Where's my QR code? Where? My QR code. Here. Just right here. Okay. Just help me scan my QR code. Okay. One last burst of scanning QR code. Or you just click my hmsg.link/ibkr link. Okay. Yeah lah. If you're next time have any further questions, especially you ask in the Telegram group first. Now I have a Telegram group. You can go and look at my description in this Reddit AMA. Yeah, go and join. Although they always ask credit card question. Yeah, because credit card people have the most question. I don't know why you can ask so many things about credit card, but okay lah. Hope that community help to answer people question also. Okay. No further questions. I know still got, but yeah, I'm tired. I need to rest. So do you. Prepare for your work tomorrow. And yeah. Okay, got one last question from YouTube live stream. Need to upload passport details to open IBKR account? No, you just need SingPass. Okay, answered. Okay, thank you. That's all. See you all next week if I stream live. Goodbye.